Well, that was abrupt.
Yeah, I know. Normally I just bring you up, but I just thought, why not? Just do it this way.
Like right in the middle of the music and everything. Like, what the hell happened?
No, the music was over. Hey, Joe.
Hello.
Hey. Yeah, hello, everybody in the chat. Who do we have here? We have, let me scroll back. We have Beautiful Nights, Tanya, Tarnia. Who else do we have? We got Catherine. And we have Dawn. And Michael. Yes, Crow is a little under the weather tonight, but he said if he was feeling better, he'd try and pop in. Yes. Yes. Hey, Dantex.
Let's see here. I'm just looking at the chat as well. Yeah, this is a very awkward beginning to a live stream. Usually the ending is the awkward part.
For me, especially, yeah. Yeah, just kind of went right with it. Yeah. You know, just a laid back show, just hanging out. Yeah.
So, oh, Lord. All right, Arden. You got to do your thing here. Got to ask questions or start talking or something.
I know. Well, it's like I said to you backstage, being out riding around on my bike for over 2 hours looking for a hurt dog. I'm kind of, yeah, I'm trying. I am.
So,
help me out here, Joe. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, my Lord. Man, I got to save Crow's live streams and Matt's live stream. And
yeah, I don't usually need saving. It's just kind of by the skin of my teeth sometimes. I'm just whacked and worn right out. I am.
What do you want to talk about?
We want to talk about. Let's see. Oh yeah, your premiere the other night. We could start there.
Oh, Monroe House?
Yeah. Yeah, we could start there.
Yeah, absolutely nothing fucking happened. It was kind of boring. But it's real. And that's why it's really boring. No. So I went there to film B-roll footage and for Dawn and I to investigate. She's never been. She's wanted to go. So we went. Yeah, the first night, the beginning of that investigation was interesting. What I thought was an EVP turned out to be a disembodied voice.
The I'm sorry part, right?
Yeah. So I decided at the beginning, I went ahead and talked about it. And then once I realized that was not a disembodied or not an EVP, but a disembodied voice, I was like, crap, I got to fix that beginning part. I had overlooked something. And that was at the time, we didn't hear that coming through Tanya's phone. She had her phone. She was recording on her phone. The same thing with Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, we didn't hear it with our own ears. Like we just didn't hear it. So at the end, I went ahead and corrected that. And I did that to show people that, I do try to go back and look at things, make sure that I get it right. We're not going to get it right all the time, but we can try. So it was interesting because Dwayne's digital recorder didn't pick it up at all. We didn't hear it with our own ears. We have 3 devices that picked it up on top of that, which is funny because come on, guys. Whenever I go live, and it's not all the time, but that particular investigation, people are like, I hear whispering and I hear this and I hear that. But they did not hear the I'm sorry at that point in time during the live stream
Oh,
come
wow.
through. I went back and I listened to where people were saying that they were hearing stuff. I didn't hear a damn thing, but I thought it was funny because there wasn't like anything there. But when there is something there, nobody heard it. Nobody picked up on it. Nothing.
Wow. It was pretty clear, though.
Mhm.
It was clear. It was like it was a whisper, but it was a louder type of whisper.
Right.
Very, very clear, like clear enough to hear. It was pretty cool.
So, I mean, yeah, and that was pretty cool. And I listened to all of the recordings, and at the time we're like, okay, yeah, there's something there, there's something there. I'll go back and I'll listen to it. I'll put it through my computer, and really, it was like nothing. Just that one thing that was captured in the basement. So when I live stream and I say, oh, yeah, that sounds like something. I'm not saying that it is something. I'm just saying that it sounds like something.
It's possible it could be something.
Right, because when you listen to, audio is really weird. I can listen to something on somebody else's device, and you can take that same recording and put it on another device, and either it's not there or it sounds totally different. So that is that's a challenge. And in that episode as well, we were hearing sounds, but I'm not getting up to chase them down because I'm never going to figure out what it is. So I have digital recorders placed throughout a location, and I try to have as many cameras set up as I can. So if there is a sound, it makes it easier for me to identify. And so there was quite a bit of debunking going on in that episode. And it's amazing too. I've been to that location many, many times. I spent 3 days there by myself. And it's always changing. It's funny how that refrigerator's been there for God knows how long. I've never heard that refrigerator make any kind of knocking sound or anything like that when the compressor kicks on. But, the older it gets, the more wear and tear, the more sound it's going to make.
Yeah.
Same thing, with the air conditioner. The air conditioner, when it kicked on, it kind of makes this knocking sound. But the way it travels through the house, it sounds like it's a lot closer. And you would never think that it's the air conditioner. So I do my best to eliminate all possibilities. I can't eliminate all of them, but it is what it is. Part 2, that one's going to be more interesting. However, ahead of time, I'm going to say, I'm sorry, guys. There are things that I purposely edited out, like beeped out and even scrambled out for the documentary.
Okay.
So it's there. You guys are just not going to know what it is and we kind of like what happened. So we've investigated that house for years. Almost every year I've been to that house. Matt's been to the house a bunch of times. So we have accumulation of things that were captured in the house. So
nice.
But yeah, so The second part will be more eventful, but it will start to slow down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, one of the camera that I have, I went and sent it back and got a replacement camera. It kept
Mm-hmm.
recording on slow motion, no matter what I did. It stayed in slow motion.
Oh,
So there were
really?
certain things that happen that I can't use because I don't have audio and it's slow motion.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
I'll say the second half. I talk about Dawn and I. We had these weird smells, and they were just randomly in different spots.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's all I'm going to give away on that. So
Dawn, I sent you a link if you want to come up.
now her Dawn's connection is terrible, so she may pop in and out constantly.
Yeah. I just sent her the link on Messenger through Facebook if she wants to come
Um,
up.
and I will say, because I've said this years upon years ago, you know, it's a demonic haunting,
Mm.
but it's very psychological, and that's typical of demonic hauntings. Anyways, it's very psychological. I mean,
I
you
would
can't
think
go ahead.
something like that would be more like on a psychological aspect, it would be more oh, what's the word? It would be a lot more involved on that aspect compared to just like a place that doesn't have that type of things happening. You know what I mean? Like it messes with your head
Yeah,
compared to other places.
right. It will mess with your head. Maiko says, "You guys have a gas
A gas
monitor?"
monitor?
I didn't think he's talking about the Monroe House.
Oh.
And if that's what you're talking about, Mike, that house hasn't had any kind of gas in it whatsoever. Like you got power and water in a bathroom. That's it. Now, recently, I believe it was last year, he put in a propane tank and line so he could heat the house. But these things go back, you know, before there was ever a propane tank or anything like that. And the house has changed so much too. Um, you know, the only bathroom that was functioning was the upstairs bathroom. The sink and toilet worked, and that was it. At one time, none of it worked. Then they went ahead and got the shower going up there, so we can take showers there if we wish. And then just recently, they finished the bathroom up uh, on a downstairs level, right next to the fucking basement. And so now there's
Michael, I'll send you a link to check your messenger. Michael.
so you know now there's a working bathroom downstairs. You can't take a shower in it, but you can use the bathroom at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because people are intimidated to go upstairs and use the bathroom, especially at night. Even when the demonologist was there, because I brought a demonologist out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was fun. Um, he wouldn't go upstairs to use the bathroom. And I'm like, that's pretty crazy if a demonologist won't go upstairs to use the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I got to use the bathroom. And I just trot upstairs, like whatever. Um, you know, the Monroe House is it is a special place. Not everyone is going to experience that darker side to it.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends on. I think it just depends on the person.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody is different how they interpret things too, right?
Right. So, Dawn and I do plan on going back up. We still have some more things that we need to do for the documentary. Really, it's B-roll footage. Now I went back there to film B-roll footage, and I'm not happy with the B-roll footage. The B-roll footage sucks, and we can do better. So I'm gonna go redo some B-roll footage, and then we'll investigate, and we'll see what happens. I do plan on seeing if I can agitate this thing. So I got something. This is gonna look so stupid or sound stupid or something.
You don't normally do that though.
So I got this thing here, right? You'd see this, in Catholic churches and such, and you can put I gotta put these charcoal pads in here and put in the frankincense, and I'm gonna walk around the house and see if I can aggravate this thing. Hello.
Michael.
Hola.
Show that again, Joe. I'm so sorry. I was too busy on another screen not paying attention.
What is that?
It's something that Catholics use in churches. They put frankincense in there or myrrh or whatever.
Oh, this is not an incense burner?
Oh, that's nice.
Basically,
I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's
It was
cool
actually
looking.
it's actually really cheap, but it doesn't look cheap.
Wow.
What do they call those? Doesn't it start with an S?
I don't remember. It's an incense burner as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but there's a specific name for it, and I can't.
Yeah,
that is really cool looking. They kind of go like this with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll be walking around the Monroe house like a boss with this thing. The power of Christ compels you, or whatever I'm going to say. I don't know. I just want to see if we can aggravate it. And it was funny because poor Dawn. She's like, yeah, when we go back to the Monroe house, I want to go in the basement by myself and do these things by myself and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, that's great. But that's not happening, especially after what I'm about to do. So
Yeah, you just need a nun costume.
Yep. Now I need a priest outfit. That's what I need. Don can wear the nun outfit.
Or those guys that tie the ropes around them with their brown.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. And then either before or after, we're gonna see about doing another location. It's an 8-hour drive for me. That's 16 hours round trip. So if I'm going back up there, I want to try to hit up another location, one that I haven't been to yet. So we shall see.
The power of Joe.
That's a good one, Dawn.
I could dress up as Jesus and be like, the power of my dad compels you.
God.
Tanya. Oh, that's cool.
So
That's funny.
and then Ashmore Estates. I'm sitting on that one. I'm going to be sitting on a lot of stuff. I'm not going to put it out there right away or anything like that. I'm going to accumulate
Evidence?
Yeah, well, I'm going to go ahead and accumulate different locations. So that way, later next year, I can put out like a month's worth of stuff.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Take a break from putting stuff out there for like a month, and then put more stuff out there. Like every other month, we'll have to see what next year brings. Normally, this is the time of year where I stop. I don't do anything. I take a break and then I go back out on the road late March, early April, but still going.
No rest for the wicked.
Yep. I ain't doing shit in December.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mike, now he's got a sidekick to go with him, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not solo anymore, which is really good.
And
That is
Usually-
really good.
that makes
Yeah.
things a lot easier
Good,
too.
good for your heart, Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes things a lot easier because we'll split the cost, so it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
So I do have. I don't mind throwing this out there, but I am hoping that probably summertime I can get a big location and have the debunkers come out to the location. That'll be fun.
That would be epic.
That would be epic.
Yeah.
I would love to do that, but I do have a stipulation. I do want to stick debunkers in a peculiar situation.
You need to get some fishing string and some magic string.
No. The location that I'm thinking about, if I can get it, it's got to be a big location. There are quite a few spots where a lot of activity happens and people feel like weird and shit like that. Yeah, I want to stuff them in each of those spots alone by themselves.
Oh, wow.
I want to see what happens.
We got thinking like Brushy Mountain or Trans-Allegheny or.
I'm thinking Waverly Hills.
Oh, okay.
Mercury's I mean, hell, Waverly's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
But I think Waverly would be cool for them because it's a well-known location. Lots of stories come out of there. And I think it's probably all on their bucket list. I can't promise that's going to happen, but I know where to stick these guys inside Waverly Hills. Now, the prison, that's a different story. I've never been there. I wouldn't know where the hell to stick those guys at. I'd be like, oh, walk around alone. Oh, here's some cameras.
Would you ever think about taking Dawn to Hales?
Hales, you can't investigate anymore.
Oh, it's really? Since when?
It's like 2 years ago. It's a distillery.
Oh, that's it. It's a distillery. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I knew it had been changed into some sort of production facility.
Yeah, I mean, you can like do the tour thing, but they're just going to give you like the history and stuff like that, and then.
Oh, you can't do like any.
No.
Oh, wow.
No, and that does suck because it is a great place, and the people who own it, they're awesome.
Yeah, that would have been fun to. That would have been fun to go up there sometime, though.
Stormy, I'm weary of investigating with the fakers. With the debunkers, that's a different story. But the fakers, my reputation and credibility, yeah, I don't want that to go down the shitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to put your good name on the line for,
That could mean your whole career.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
If I was to do that, it would only be with certain individuals, and it's my stipulations. No apps, no REM pod, camera, digital recorder. Let's go. If they're going to split up, I'm strapping a camera to them. That's how that's going to have to work. But the thing is, I can investigate with, whoever,
Mm.
and the chances are they're not going to fake anything.
Yeah, but you've also been through that before with somebody who did get caught,
Right.
right?
But,
Yeah.
I tell people, like, dude, you might want to be careful investigating with, insert who was ever name. I'm like, because they are known to fake stuff. They make a lot of
Yeah.
faking. And, But then they'll say, oh, I investigated with them and I never seen them fake anything. Yeah, no shit. Do you really think they're going to fake stuff in front of you?
Look at the toe cracker, I mean.
Right. And I don't know what the deal is with that. That one I'm going to dance around on because those two are staff and caretakers of the Conjuring House, and I really want to go back to the Conjuring House.
I will just use my little mouth zipper on that because I mean, like early on in the pandemic, there was another group of people who partake in the paranormal, but also will freely debunk people who are not doing it, ethically, and pointed a finger at those two and said, we're like, listen, they're doing this and this. So, but that's maybe a conversation for another day. So
now,
yeah, I mean they've had some fingers pointed at them before. So,
and see, I know 2 other YouTubers tried to like debunk it, and it showed immediately that they don't have that skill. So, and of course they don't, because they're not really debunking their own stuff. None of them are. And they lack that skill. It's a very important skill to have. That is like the number one thing with investigating. You hear the claims, you test the claims, you debunk them. If you think a paranormal event happened, play it out like it was a paranormal event. See if you can make it happen again.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you can or you can't, debunk it. Try to figure out the answer. You're not going to get the answers all the time, but at least you try, because maybe somebody else has an answer.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know you're muted, Sam, right?
I know now. Yeah, somebody else could have a similar experience that they could, play off of whoever.
So this is how I would go about debunking that. They wear shorts. They wear tight shirts. And you put a microphone in between them, and then, if you can anyways, and I know this sounds insane, I guess.
Hey, Cassie.
But put a microphone, clip it to their socks, both their feet, clip one up where the microphone, or where the shorts are, the bottom of the shorts. Mic another one up towards the hip, and then somewhere up top. Probably should also mic up the arms as well, and that's going to show, because the volume, it's going to show where it's coming from. It's also one of the things that was talked about was, if they're faking this, why does it sound like something's walking in and walking all around? It's when you have good control of being able to pop your joints or whatever, you can do that.
Yep.
It takes a lot of practice, but look what ventriloquists can do. Blah, that was a fighting word to say.
So that's 3 times fast.
I mean, they can throw their voices way off. You look at like Jeff Dunham and the things that he can do.
Oh, he's awesome.
So, and I'm not saying it is fake. I'm not saying it isn't fake. But that's one way of debunking it, or trying to.
Well, I mean that's a safe place to put your. That's a safe place to put your pennies, you know, as they say.
I know somebody who has a messed up hip, and they can just pop it, just anytime they want, and it makes that similar noise.
Oh, that's nasty.
Sounds painful.
I can do that with my foot, but that shit hurts because I got gout.
Ooh.
So if I do it,
yeah, I can pop my ankle. I can make my ankle make weird noises.
Right. Yeah, I have gout, and that's painful, and I just no.
I can do the same thing with my brain if I just, put the phone up there, right?
Yeah. If I start thinking too hard, you'll hear a popping sound in my head.
You can hear the gears.
Well, I don't see Crow on. He's not normally on Facebook anyway.
But debunking is it is important to do. And I've been disappointed. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You captured something awesome. Yes. And then, that's not it. And I'm all pissed off. I'm like, damn it. I just want to go home. That sucked. So disappointing. In one of my Hales Bar Dam video, we had a chair move. Yeah. We thought it was cool, but the problem was somebody was sitting in that chair, and it's the plastic like lawn chairs. Whoever sat in it, the way the legs, the way the legs were, they were kind of like bent in such a way, but not done on purpose. Now the guy gets up, and we're listening to like EVPs, and like a few minutes later, you hear the chair, and we're like, "Oh my God, the chair moved." But going back and looking, we see what happened. The chair didn't move. It did, but it wasn't paranormal. I've seen a friend of mine's video where, and this has happened to me.
Hey,
Maisie.
That
was good.
Depending. Anyways, yeah, I've had this happen to me where this dude's tripod starts like walking on its own. He's like, "Look at that! You ever see anything like that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not leveled right. Like the way the legs are, it's trying to put itself in a steady state. So it's rocking on its own, but it's not a ghost." That happened to me at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. I sat my tripod down. The next thing I know, it's just shaking back and forth, kind of sort of scooting. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But that, it wasn't paranormal. That,
Yeah. You shared some of those stories from Hell's Bar.
Oh, God. But, yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of disappointing nights. Yay, I captured something awesome. Oh, God damn it, that's what that was. And Hell's, Lake Hell's, I investigated that place, like, for 2 years, almost every weekend. Most of the time, it was quiet. And there were times where hey, cool things happen. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff that has come out of Hales. Oh my god, it was a lot of fun. I was also getting burned out too, driving 4 hours almost every weekend, 8 hour round tripper. Um, but I did a lot of studying and researching and putting things to the test. That's why I say I do not believe water, large body of moving water, is an energy source or a conduit for paranormal.
Where the hell did all my moderators go? Sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
I don't know.
I'm looking through on YouTube and people that were wrenched are not. I don't get this.
I don't know. That does happen.
It does.
I don't know.
Whenever
Deranged. I don't know.
Whenever a REM pod went off at Hales, we'd have to check for boats, and we'd have to watch and see if maybe somebody called in because their boat decided not to work anymore, and somebody had to go out and get them because they have a towboat at Hales. It's not really a towboat, but I mean it's a boat nevertheless, and they'll pull people in. So we have to look and see, who's out there and what's going on. Even CB radios set them off.
Wow, that's interesting. But with their bandwidth, I can see how, that frequency could set them off.
Yeah. So marine radios, even police and fire radios can set those off. What else? Train radios. There's all kinds of stuff that can definitely set those off.
You were a mod, Dantax. Michael, you're still wrenched, right?
Well, no, I was just like a normal, one of the, as we like to call ourselves, the Greys.
I could have sworn you were a mod too.
Well, honestly, I thought I was last time, but
yeah, you were.
I never sweat it,
No, a lot of people have been having a lot of issues, like for quite a while with, like, hey, where'd my wrench go? I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, YouTube did do a lot of YouTube did a lot of updating here lately. The app is updated again, big time.
They added that stupid. When you go to your channel, that for you, like they have on Twitter, well, X, whatever.
Oh,
I went to my channel. Got this for you.
That would be
for like your own videos that you can watch. And I thought, well, I don't know. I don't need that because I know all my videos. If I want to watch one of my videos, I'll just pick one off my channel, right?
Huh, that's
so
weird.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can go into the YouTube settings and you can turn that off so it doesn't show up. It only shows up for you. It doesn't show up for everybody else, I don't think. But you can turn it off. That's just
I think
new.
it allows you to promote people, though, too.
No, it's only your own videos that it shows.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's your own videos that are already on your channel, which doesn't really make any sense to me. Why do that?
Yeah, that's a little odd.
Maisie. You're hilarious, Maisie Rose. You really are.
Oh, it's my Wrench on Crow's channel. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Now, I can tell you right now, he wasn't using the wrench to tighten his nuts.
Jeez,
he was using tweezers.
Oh.
Sorry, Crow. I love you.
Yeah, he's not even here to defend himself.
I know. That's what sucks.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
Just looking at chat here, but good. Yawning, fun, and I've been doing most of the talking.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Joe, some people would think Mind Seed was real. Yep, Stormy's right. Yep.
Oh no, I can't take credit for that.
Hey, but you know what? You did. I mean, you were a part of the whole. You know. Oh, I forgot. Who was it that did the Mind Seed debunk? Was that SEG? Was that
No, that was the shape at
the
first.
shape?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I mean
Yeah, he did. He was the first one to do it.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
every debunker's done my seed, I think, but
Yeah.
there's another debunking channel that went out and they really did the research and found that they were hiring actors.
Oh, you're right.
Wow.
Okay.
Right.
And I think Side-Eye Guy. I think he highlighted that at one time or another. Hi, baby.
I mean, honestly, I've been very impressed with some of the debunkers and the links that they will go through to prove.
Hold on a second.
Oh Lord.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Tanya. Yeah, for some reason my PayPal,
No problem.
I've got
There
two
we go.
PayPal accounts and one has got my bank attached to it and I can't figure out which one it is. So thanks for throwing out my buy me a coffee link. It's the only one that's working right now. Jesus.
And you know, I can see that for the most part, the debunkers, they're getting it right. And Don knows this as well because Don has, been with me. But discussions were had about individuals going to locations that we have been to, and some of the stuff that has been
Truly.
fabricated. So the more Dawn does this and goes out there with me, the more she's going to hear about it. But if I'm going to have a stunt double, I want Joe Pesci. Damn it.
Joe Pesci.
That way, if somebody like tries to start some shit or whatever, I can just grab him, stand him in. I'll walk away, and he's like, "You listen here, you motherfucker."
What about Danny DeVito?
Joe Pesci's more intimidating. But
No, that's okay, Catherine. Just you being here is fine. It's perfect. That's what matters.
But and also Don really gets to see more that the other side of the paranormal, because Don's more used to the event side of things, and she helped with events and we're there for events and things like that. So now Don gets to really see that other side of the paranormal. So it I don't know if it's like shocking to her or not, but
oh, damn straight, man. She's got one hell of a voice.
she does. She's got a hell of a voice. Somebody had said something about her weight, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? She's still freaking stunning.
Thing is, it's not what's on the outside anyway. It's what's in here that matters more than anything.
Well, the outside does matter as well. There has to be that physical attraction, But
Well,
I know
yeah.
what you're saying. There always has to be that physical attraction, but
Mhm.
that drives me nuts. Like people say stuff like that, and it's like, what is wrong with you? And look where she is, and look where you're at. And it was a guy, and I'm just like, yeah, this guy's probably sitting on his couch eating a bag of fucking Doritos, 300 pounds, going, she's fat.
It's like, no, I'm eating buns.
Yeah. It's like a meme that a friend of mine had posted. He's watching, like, it has this guy sitting on the couch watching a beauty pageant, and he's got his shirt off. And he's just like, blah, looking like
God.
looking like Jabba the Hutt. And it says, he says, she needs a nose job. Her boobs aren't big enough. Like,
Oh my God.
I mean,
Yeah.
but that's true though. Like there
Yeah,
are people out there who do that.
people who sit there character assassinating, and then they and then they should take a look at themselves,
Right.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that lady is a knockout. You couldn't even get anything close to that. Like,
Yeah.
wow. And that was like, I will not name this human being. But, he did a video on someone. It's like, oh, I guess you're okay looking. I'm like, are you freaking crazy?
God.
It's like, are you serious? You could not even get anywhere near that. They're gonna sit there and criticize this young lady. Wow.
Well, hey, so, some people are damaged that their own eyes don't work anymore, so they have to sit around and just judge people. It's sad, but
It is.
Yeah, too much of that in the world.
they're stuck in their own purgatory in their living life. So it's the way it goes.
But of course, it's not. She's not the only person he has said awful things about. Maybe some of you guys know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to name drop. But
some people suck. Yeah.
He's just an angry human being.
And you know what? I think the nice thing, that's why I like the debunking community is that for the most part they're not negative. They're always pretty positive people, And,
some of them are, some of them can be pretty aggressive, but
well,
there is that one again, no names mentioned.
Well, there was one that used to be around who is no longer around, who is Canadian. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, RD, yeah. He was horrible.
I don't think he was.
He had a bad attitude towards people. He did.
Well, I mean, I've talked to him on the phone and talked to him online. He really wasn't he wasn't bad like that. Like,
he just disappeared.
Yeah, he
Then he got run off the internet or something. Didn't he get some death threats or something like that? Like, he's Canadian.
Right. So no, he just left. Like, he didn't get run off or anything like that. He was just like, yeah.
Enough's enough kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I imagine people getting run off the internet. Like is it virtual?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like, a virtual runoff.
Like
a virtual runoff due to keyboard
them
warriors.
to the computer,
Yeah.
The visual was wonderful, though.
Yeah. The visual. The visual is a cartoon drawing, just a black and white cartoon drawing of a short, chunky guy trying to run away from a Cat 5 cable.
Oh, my
Too much.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's good.
some of the debunkers, yeah, sure. Not all of them, of course. Some of them can get a little carried away or whatever. Or they can, when they're talking about whatever, they can get, really passionate and really heated and don't really realize
Mhm.
how it's, coming across or whatever. But I haven't, because even when I talk to them offline, they don't hate anybody that they debunk. They absolutely do not. And some of them will watch the channels that they debunk just because it's entertaining, because they enjoy it.
Amazing.
Ain't nothing wrong with a thick mama.
Nope. Not at all.
That's good.
Jeez. But
Well, I mean, the thing is I think it's always been good to have good sarcasm and good tact.
Mhm.
right. And
So you can get your
go ahead,
point
Mike.
across.
Like there's a right way and a wrong way, like there's the mature way, then there's the just I don't give a fuck way.
Well,
And that way doesn't always, get you anywhere. You gotta have tact to a point,
And I've given the debunkers a heads up on an individual. Like, look, this human being over here is not a very nice human being, and he falls under that character, the character of don't give a fuck. Like, just straight up doesn't.
I'm not sure if I know who you're talking about. I wasn't really paying attention.
Oh,
It's my middle name
well,
tonight. Don't mind me.
I kind of
Hey?
know. I know who you're talking about.
Just an angry man.
Very.
Oh, AC?
Yeah.
Mm. Man, I remember back in the day, like, you think he is angry now. You should have seen him like 2-3 years ago. Oh my God. Like, it was just ridiculous. Ridiculous.
But I've given them given some of them a heads up, on that guy, and they got to see it, and they appreciated the heads up.
I thought he was a comedian back in the day, like what is
He's
it?
a comedian.
Almost 4 years ago when I saw him.
Right? Yeah.
He was pretty brutal back then, eh, Mike?
I didn't know how to take him, and the more I seen of him, the more I realized that this is a very dark, twisted human being. And then he called a female a whore of another channel. I'm not trying to name drop here. And this girl, she's a sweetheart. And he was like making fun of her weight, telling her that she was somebody's whore, and on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Yeah, he did it again recently.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. That's kind of his MO, though.
Right.
It's just being a total jerk about everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of people came to this individual's defense, She has a well-known channel. Well, I'll say that. I'm not going to name drop. And I guess he's deleting all of their comments who are defending her. So, all right, Dantex, you
Have
have
a good
yourself
night, Dantax.
Have a good evening, Mr. Dantex.
I almost
The
forgot.
next round.
I almost forgot whose live stream this was. It's like,
It's
wait a minute, this is
ours.
Arden.
All of ours.
Well, it's yours. We're just invited.
Okay, if you say so.
I said so. I am Joe.
Oh, Sonny. Sonny's in the house. Hey, Sonny. Paranormal Chop Shop. You remember Sonny, Joe?
Yep. But
You want to come up, Sonny?
Yeah, Stormy, humans are far more dangerous than anything we'll ever run into in the paranormal.
yeah, and there is that side of the paranormal too that most people don't know about. It is a dog eat dog field, full of people who will walk all over others, make things up about others, and there's so much more. And I know you guys don't really hear too much about it, but there is that side of the paranormal that is very, very nasty. I had a guy that would write these things about me that weren't true. And I totally could prove it, but it didn't matter. He's still going to do it anyways. I've had people try to say that, like, oh, Joe's done porn. Like, no, I have not done porn. That didn't happen. It was a running joke, is what it was. And an individual should have known that, and he knows. But then, oh, hey, this person said this. It's like, no, that's not true.
Sonny!
What's up, guys?
Hey, Sonny.
How's it
Mike,
going?
have you met Sonny before?
No, but you know what? It seems like it seems like I've seen him. I know I've seen him around somewhere. So
Mike's like, no, I haven't. Goodbye. No.
Sonny gets around.
It seems like I know you anyway.
I'm Sonny from
Mike,
Paranormal
Mike,
Chop
Sonny.
Shop, guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's where I've seen you. It's over there. Okay, well, yeah, and then I've seen you talk before.
All right, yeah.
Sonny, you should have been like, do you know who I am?
I was
You
all,
know who I am.
yeah, you guys should know who I am. This says
yeah.
PCS right there.
Yeah.
I was all bundled up, and I was like, man, I know if I come in there like this, they're going to make fun of me. It's cold to me, but I just got off the motorcycle. That's why I had all this stuff on, my helmet on and stuff.
I was out on my bike riding around for 2.5 hours looking for a dog that got hit by a car.
Oh
yeah, gloves on, my hoodie on, my winter coat, my boots, all on my mountain bike. Little me. Never found the dog though.
So yeah, I actually just rolled into the shop and turned on the computer and fired up YouTube and seen you on here and jumped in. So I missed the whole first hour, guys. What did I miss? What were you guys talking about?
It was terrible. Be thankful you weren't here.
Oh,
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel. Hey, Daniel, real quick. You doing all right?
hey, Daniel. Good to see you again.
It works great, guys. When it's cold outside, heated coats. I have a heated coat. Oh my God.
I've looked at those things and wondered. I wonder if that's going to work. But they seem like it's gonna. Where the pad in the back, that's the ones I want. So you get that heat on your back.
So yeah, mine heats up the front and the back, the elbows.
Oh man. That would be nice for on. And I'm just riding a T-Dub. I'm riding a dual sport. This little thing right here. T-Dub.
Sweet.
Ah,
Oh, there you go.
Little T-Dub
Nice.
200. It's the thing with
Yeah.
big fat tires in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they only go 70, but 70's cold in the winter.
the 70 is pretty fast though for a bike,
Yeah, I guess.
especially when you hit something and you go flying.
We do drag races too, guys. I don't just do the shop. You can see one of our dragsters peeking out back here picture. It's got
Yeah.
2 engines on it. So I've wanted a motorcycle because I do motorcycles. So I wanted a bike that I could race at the drag track and be competitive on. And I found one. I built it in my living room, and I put a 120 cubic inch Jim's motor in it.
Damn.
Holy
And-
crap, Sonny. Wow.
Oh my goodness, guys! It's 1,999 cc's. That's what that comes out to. Almost 2,000 cc's. And yeah,
That would be fun.
my top speed on that, not on the track, but just racing on a street. My top speed on that was 228 miles an hour.
Daniel, you're welcome to come up if you want.
People would ask about that bike, Mike, and then tell me, ask how much faster my R1, my crotch rocket. I had a Yamaha 1000 R1 race bike. How much faster that was than the Harley, and I would laugh and tell, dude, there's no comparisons. Hands down, that Harley's twice as fast. So yeah, 70 to me. When I say 70, that's not fast to me, guys. I'm used to zipping around 100, 110 everywhere I go. So 70, I'm going slow.
Oh, geez.
All my big bikes are gone. My wife said no more. I'm gonna kill myself on them things. I'm too hurt to ride them anymore. So, but I still have one left, one little one. Oh, Papa Willie! I just left his house, guys. After I went to the store, I went to his house, and then that's where I'm coming from. So I'm starting to warm up now. I'm feeling good.
So, Daniel, would you like to come up? Oh, you're falling asleep. Okay. I'm hearing like a bass going
Yeah.
somewhere.
They got a wedding going.
I thought it was my heartbeat through my ears for fuck's
They
sake.
got,
I was hoping you guys couldn't hear it.
they got a wedding going?
Yeah, I live out in the country, and
Oh, my God.
the Indian guys that I rent from, one of their uncles or something has part of the property way out on the corner. It's far away. It's about 200 yards away that you guys are hearing that from. It's far away.
Oh, wow. Well, if
And
you're in the country, it's going to echo, right?
It's a
Like if
really
there's
nice
open-
place, and they rent it out for weddings and birthdays, and they get live bands out there.
Nice.
Fun.
That's when you go in there with your motorcycle. Tear that shit up.
Sonny,
I'm
you
not
know
gonna
it's
lie,
Spooky's
they're-
birthday. It's
the
Spooky's
people that own
birthday
it.
today.
The Indian guys that own it are so nice, and it's so. I don't want to get in. I can't say that on here. Anyways, the Indian guy that owns it, he's a funny guy, and he comes over here. He brings bottles of wine to my wife and my daughter that's like 29. She's old, guys.
Oh,
She's older.
shit. What did I just do?
So they won't call the cops when the parties go past 10. They don't want anyone to run in. So they don't just do it here. They do it to every house, like on this country block. They bring wine. And so if you have any problems, just call us. Don't call the cops.
That's
Okay.
classic.
Yeah.
What'd you do, Arden?
I don't know. I clicked on something that I shouldn't have, and everything went full screen, and I couldn't get back to normal. Not that I'm normal to begin with, but
Did you open
don't
up
even
the-
answer that, Joe. Joe's known me for a long time. Don't even answer that. Don't even.
Did you open up that Pornhub tab on accident?
You're supposed to tell everybody. My God, man.
Oh, accidentally sharing screens.
Yeah.
No, what I was saying is it's Spooky's birthday today, Sonny.
Is it? I didn't even know.
Spooky. Yeah.
Morales? Spooky Morales?
Yeah.
My
Yes,
co-host?
it's his birthday today. Yeah.
He's been so busy. I haven't talked to him in a while. I feel like I'm bugging him if I if I talk to him.
Did you see? I put in Chad's Discord. Remember the live that me, you, Chad, Sonny, or me, with
All of
me
us.
and you. I haven't even smoked anything yet, and I'm already messed up. That live that we did, there was you, Chad, Enzo, Big Willie. That live stream that we did.
Yeah, but we've been on a few.
Well, no, I mean with like all of you guys.
Okay.
I posted that on Chad's Discord.
Right
I
on.
tagged you in it. Enzo's the only one who commented.
I don't ever use Discord. That's why I didn't see it.
Kansas Enzo, he's a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I also posted the one when we did the Art Bell.
Art
Remember
Bell.
we did the one on Art Bell?
Oh, I was gonna say I haven't had Art Bell on here yet. I've been
No,
trying.
when we did that Art Bell, we did the Art Bell show.
Art
Yeah.
Bell, wait.
Didn't he
Yeah.
retire?
The Art Bell?
Art Bell is dead.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thinking
he's
the
not
other
right.
guy.
I was being like,
You're thinking
so
of
how did
George
that go?
Snorri.
Yes, George
George
Norrie.
Snorri.
George
That's
Snorri.
messed up.
It's like,
That's
George
messed
like,
up.
did
Snorri.
you summon him? Or,
George Snorri's
because I'm sure he'd be willing to come back.
Yeah,
Is George Norrie still doing?
yeah. I think
Yeah,
that's him
and
doing it. Yeah.
he's horrible. He's just horrible.
No.
Him and his fake hair. Oh, I don't like George Snorri.
You know what, guys?
Nobody
in the
beats
mountains,
Art Bell, man.
in the mountains, it's all I can really pick up on the radio, so that's who I get to listen to. Maybe that's why.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
Nori's getting
more
in
of
with
a
all
trope.
with some of the grifters too in the UFO thing.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
See, here where I'm at, it's all reruns. It's nothing new. It's like, oh, this was recorded back in 1997. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
What
was the
ladies-
reruns? Yeah, those are
What
great.
was the lady's name that did that show? Art Bell was still alive, but while she was doing the show, he passed away, and then she didn't come back. And it was Midnight in the Desert with
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't remember her name because remember we were trying to figure that out, and I think Enzo's the one
Yep,
who
he
found
knew.
it, and I can't remember what her name was. But yeah, she couldn't go back in there because every time she did
Yep,
or tried,
after he
she'd get
died, yeah.
upset.
She got so upset she didn't want to go back in the studio. That's what her comment was.
Yeah.
I remember hearing one of his reruns. It was from, I want to say it was from '89 or something like that, when he had, remember that guy who was setting up all that stuff around Groom Lake? What was his name? Glenn Campbell?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. But he was like, and he wasn't, he wasn't necessarily wasn't really interested necessarily in UFOs. He just wanted to know what they were hiding. Like he was more of a, because I guess he had worked as like a researcher at MIT, or he was a tech guy in software or something, and he retired and moved to like Rachel or something, and then he spent the rest of his life like trying to figure out what this big secret was, and the guy uncovered a ton of stuff. And his whole life was spent doing that until they finally made him move away, because he had like all these sensors and stuff watching Groom Lake. His life was he had probably more evidence researching that Area 51 and S4 like than anyone, Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Yeah, the guy I get to talk to is Jim Goodall, that goes out to those places a lot.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
good friends with Bob Lazar. You don't know how many times I've wanted to stow away in that man's Corvette when he's leaving this house. He's going to Bob's house from here, and I tell him, you better check your trunk when you leave. You're not back there.
Sonny,
But if I ever had Bob on the show, you guys would be so mad at me because all I would ask is drag racing questions, because he used to drag race.
Jim's a sweetheart. Jim is a
No,
sweetheart.
not Jim, Bob.
Oh.
Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
Oh, that woman's name that was on Midnight in the Desert was Barbara Simpson.
No.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Barbara Simpson. Yeah.
Did she use a different name or something?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Hang on, let me look it up again. Because it said
That just
about
did not
George
click with me,
snoring.
guys, because I used to listen to her. Like, when I first got into this paranormal stuff, I had seen something over my house, and I didn't know what to do because it didn't make any noise, and it took so long to like go over our neighborhood that I went in and got my daughter out of the shower. She put a towel on. She came out and looked at it. The neighbor guy's out there looking at it with me. She went back in the house, and me and him continued to look at it, and then it was just a big old flying V, like I thought it was a stealth bomber. That's why it didn't make noise. So I decided, okay, I better find something, like some kind of talk show. And that's when I found Midnight in the Desert and that lady. That after I found that, that's when I realized that's what Art Bell was from. I knew of Art Bell, but I'm not going to say I never heard of the guy, but I had heard of him, but I didn't realize that was his channel. And then after listening to her for a while, I realized what happened. He got too sick. I think he had laryngitis or something like that that turned into something bad. I don't know. But anyways, I found that show because of the thing flying over the house. And then that's when I found UFO Garage. These guys.
Ben and Joe.
Yep, Ben and Joe. I found those guys. Became friends with them. Was on their show once or twice. And then Ben contacted me and wanted me to start one of these up. And that's how I got into this. But that's how I found Midnight in the Desert. When I first found it, I had no idea that it was Art Bell's show. I
used to listen to it when I was like a teenager. Couldn't sleep at night. I'd put it on AM. I forget what channel it was, but AM
860 was that's where it was on our receiver.
Yeah. I'm in Canada, so it would have been different, but I know it was AM somewhere.
Yeah.
How did you guys like? What fields are you in, and or do you like yours is paranormal, right, Joe?
Well, I do documentaries and paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
I
meant like as like a kid, did that interest you, or did something happen to you too that made you?
Yeah, something definitely did happen. Arden, Beautiful Nights does have a question for us, but I'll get to that.
Sorry, I was.
To make a long story short, the first paranormal event I remember as a kid, my mom's cousin had to babysit us. My mom and stepdad went to like a concert or something like that, and I was young, and my aunt, she was also with me. We're a year and a half apart in age, so we go to my mom's cousin's place, and I had to use the bathroom really bad. I go up to use the bathroom, and I heard this lady screaming in the bathroom to get out. I'm like, holy shit. That scared the hell out of me. I ran back downstairs. I'm like, oh, there's a lady up in the bathroom that yelled at me. And, Lori, it's the name of my mom's cousin. She's like, there's nobody up there. Maybe you heard their neighbors. I'm like, no. I was scared to death. And then we heard somebody come down the stairs. Then got to the landing, and we all heard this woman say, get out of here. That scared the hell out of us. We didn't stay the night at her place.
Mm-mm.
And that was around the time. Yeah, that was around the time my grandmother got super religious. So I had other experiences as well. I lived in a house that had a demonic haunting, and that fucking sucked. I wanted nothing to do with the paranormal. I was terrified of it. Most of it had to do with my grandmother again. I just kind of got dragged into it. I was a freaking teenager. We went to a restaurant, Denny's, in Riverview, Michigan. And at that time, it was like the cool thing to do because Denny's was like, hey, you can just come in and get free coffee. You don't have to order anything. So, us kids, we were taking advantage of that. Oh, look at us. We're drinking coffee. Aren't we adults? I was with a friend of mine, and we were at a table, and both behind us was a bunch of paranormal investigators. I didn't know that. And my buddy was kind of teasing me about the house because it was coming close to Halloween. But he was teasing me about it, whatever. But they were hearing it. He got up to go use the bathroom. Along the way, he ran into some other friends, and he was talking to them. And this dude, he's in his 20s. He gets up and starts asking me questions about it. And I'm like, who the hell are you, man? Like, Jesus. Like trying to kidnap me or something? What the hell? That was what was going through my head. I didn't want to talk to the guy about it. So he says to me, because he knew I was uncomfortable talking about it, because I was also looking around too, like, fuck, I hope nobody hears this shit, right? So he's like, hey, maybe we'll just take you with us. We'll take you somewhere where we think it's safe, and hey, we can talk to you more about it. We're interested. Like, no. Like 2 weeks later, I ran into him again at a gas station. I was with my dad. He came up to me, he's like, hey, you remember me? And I'm like, oh no, this guy. And I had to get rid of him quickly because my family's like, yeah, nobody needs to know about this shit. Like, keep it quiet. Everybody will think we're crazy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to get rid of this guy real quick. And I went ahead, gave him my phone number until he could just leave. And I don't know, about a week later, something like that, my dad's yelling for me, hey, some guy's on the phone for you. And I'm like, okay. I answer the phone, and he's like, hey, it's me, Bill. We're going to be going over to, this house. It's fine. You'll be fine. And we'll sit around and we'll talk. And we'll also do what we do. So I had to give him directions to the house because GPS did not exist.
Maps didn't exist.
And yeah, so I was kind of like, shit. So then I hang up the phone. My dad's like, who was that? Because he knew the guy on the phone was much older. And I said, that was my buddy's dad. I'm going to be spending the night at his house this weekend. So, okay. I had to figure out what I was going to tell my parents. Like, go something. Yeah, I wasn't going to tell them that. So they showed up in almost like this church-looking van. And off we went. Now, looking back on that, that's probably a really dumb thing to do. I'm going to jump in this big-ass church van with a bunch of fucking people who are way older than me. What could go wrong?
Did they have a big old bag of candy in there?
Actually, they did have snacks
Oh.
and drinks and stuff like that.
Oh,
like,
God.
They say
I'm
drinks,
glad I
don't
didn't
mean
take
like
a sip of my
alcohol.
coffee yet. Wow.
So, yeah, off I went. And we didn't go that far from the house, like 20 minutes away from the house. But yeah, I went there, and then I continued to go and just kept going with them to different places, mostly residentials. And then one day they're like, all right, Joe, Bill, go investigate, the living room or whatever. I'm like, wait, what? And then they repeated. I'm like, no, man, there's like ghosts and shit. I don't want anything to happen to me. I was scared. And everything worked out fine. It was all good. But I didn't realize while I was with them, I was watching and I was listening. I was learning without realizing that I was learning. I wasn't exactly confident, but I could have been far less confident had I not been around them and listening and watching. The one thing that they didn't have me do though was go over evidence. That was one thing they wouldn't have me do for a while. And for a long time, I started to question myself. I'm like, maybe my family is crazy because we went to a lot of places. Nothing was happening. When you think a haunted house, you think like, holy shit. like Exorcist or something, just crazy out the wall stuff. And it was nothing. And I'm like, man, maybe this shit isn't real. And then we went to a house in Waterford, Michigan. Remember back in the day, those big ass crystal things that people had? They're still around. They're still popular. They had a fireplace and a mantle, and they had one of those big crystal rock things that was like cracked open, and the inside was exposed, whatever.
Oh, that's a
I have one here. Yeah, I have one here.
Yeah, that thing went flying off the shelf. I was, 6-7 feet away from it? It went flying off the shelf and hit me in the damn chest. It scared the hell out of me. Then, it dropped on the floor. Like, the first thing I said was, I didn't do it. That wasn't me. Yeah, and Bill looked at me and he's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, damn, though, but, I hit my chest pretty hard. Yeah, he bent down, picked up. He's like, that's got some damn weight to it. And of course, he set it back on the mantle. But, yeah, so, that was a decent experience. Another time, I don't even know what the fuck I was thinking. I got a little talking to about it, though. We were at another place, like months later, and we're in this den, or basically this dude's library. And again, early 90s, we know what 80s furniture was like back in the day. Like these big, heavy ass, like pieces of furniture. It takes like 6 people to move a damn little like chair or whatever.
Plastic coverings.
Yeah. We were in there and we were talking, and the chair slid forward a couple of inches, and I was like in shock for a second because I couldn't believe I seen that. And I had said, "Is that it? Is that all you got?" And I said it out of nervousness. Like I felt like I needed to say something, and that's what came out of my mouth. Now I hear people laughing at me, and I turn around and look, and they're all in the doorway laughing. Ooh, watch out for Joe. Is that it? Is that all you got? And I'm like, I didn't know what to say. I freaked out. They were all in the room. When that chair slid forward, they got out of the room. I was the only idiot in that room. Again, I was in shock. And so, yeah, they pulled me aside like, don't do that. That's provoking, and that's not good. I'm like, I didn't mean to say that. They're like, no, it's okay. Just don't do that again.
Papa Willie is who they were talking about when they said, where's my partner in crime? They're talking about the guy that does the show here with me. I grew up in his house. Like every summer I'm there for the whole summer, and had a ghost in that house named George. I'm nervous right now because that back door is open. The property touches. It's the same property that I'm on. But in that house, we could say, because we always used to get yelled at for leaving doors open, the bedroom doors, because what heated the house is a fireplace. You leave all the doors open, it's hard to heat the living room during the daytime. So we were always getting yelled at to shut doors. And one day, the door just shut. We got yelled at, got up to shut a door, and it shut. And that's how we figured this out. So we start calling this ghost George, right? And we would say, George, can you shut the door? And the door would just shut. And okay, telling that story seems funny as now, but when I look back on it, dude, we were like 13, 12. We weren't little kids. This happened for probably a good 6 years until we were that age. And then it quit happening, and we never noticed it, maybe no more. But when I started doing the show, I started talking to guys like Joe that are going out and doing these investigations, and they're telling me these stories about chairs moving and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, I was kind of in a house like that, with a ghost, but never did anything. I never seen it. I never did nothing. But other than shut the door, it was shake door handles. Like the front door to the outside, that's what's on the outside. You could grab that handle while it was shaking and jerk the door open, and there's no one there. That was maybe it's something it did to scare us, but it was more like a playful thing. It was never anything mean. So the stories I hear, Joe, are kind of like the mean stuff. Like when that chair slid, that was probably a warning for you to get the hell out of there. So you probably should have type thing. So I hear that a lot. So as a grown up, I decided to go do this at the drag races where we have our drag races is at a retired Army base. So they have abandoned, well, they're really run down barracks. I walk through the barracks with my phone, recording all this stuff. You know, it's just me. I say we a lot in there because, you know, or look, guys, like, but I'm talking to the people who are watching. And as I'm walking through there, I'm stepping on plaster and I probably had like 3 more barracks to go through, but I'm in the middle barracks and I'm stepping on this plaster. I go through like a place where they sleep, through this shower, big old huge shower, and then into a hallway. And I turn to the right and there's a bathroom, and I come back out and walk down that hallway. And then as I walk back by the shower, I go to turn into the second bathroom and videotape that. And when I did, something behind me hits the wall so hard. Oh, whack. I carry a gun all the time. Okay, so I had a gun on and everything. I was frozen in one spot. I turned around with the camera. I can't remember what I said. I think I said, "Oh no, no, no," or something like that. Like what? Okay, and I'm just filming this spot. I have that on a little clip. That one part on my Facebook. We were showing that the other day, and I had Ghost Dragons on there. Steven? And okay, so Ghost Dragons, he watches that clip. While I'm playing it for him, I've played that clip I don't know how many times. All right. While I'm standing there and I'm froze and I'm videotaping that shower basically where that noise came from, I don't want to walk back through there and I'm just stuck in this one spot. So I'm videotaping through a doorway into the shower, and there's another doorway. Well, while I'm showing the video, we can't hear each other because it takes over this whole screen. Okay. It takes us all out, puts us at the bottom so we can't see each other. It takes this whole area up on StreamYard. And then all you can hear is the video. We can't hear each other. While I'm playing the video for Steven, I swear I see something in the corner like this moving. Right. So I tell Billy, "You see that? This looks like something moving in the corner. I've never seen that before." You know, I'm telling Papa Will. So then the video's over. I click back on, so we're all back up here. And this guy, Steven, can see stuff, guys. Ghost Dragons can see stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know anything about it yet. Before I can say anything about what I just seen, he says, "Did you see that person standing in the corner? He has a hat on." And but I can't see the person. He can, is what he's saying. What scared me is he's seeing it in the exact same spot where
you're seeing it.
Can you see that? You know, like you can see something moving there. Like it's almost like the Predator. Like you can see through it, you know, but it was there. He sees what it is. And so he tells me that when I click back over, he said, "There's a thing standing there. And when you walk through the doorway, it darts in front of you and goes into that room first." And,
oh, wow.
It made my heart stop again. Like I was in there. Like, then after that happened, guys, I was gone. That was it. No more ghost hunt for me ever again. I'll never do that again. I got the hell out of there. And to be honest, I have to go to those drag races a lot. I even have the sweatshirt on, field drag races. But yeah, I haven't even been back in there during the daytime. Like I have no desire to go back in.
See, some people can have an experience like you had and be like you. No, that's it. I'm done. That's it. I'm done. And then other ones will have an experience like that, and it's like, oh wow, what else is out there to try and find out, right?
Yeah, that's
so it's kind of like a 50-50 line on that, right?
I've always wanted to find someone like Joe close to me that would go out there and do it. Someone that knows what they're doing. Not me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I was walking through there, guys, thinking it was all bullshit. But thinking if there's going to be a place that's haunted, it's got to be one of these places, you know. So I'm going to go through there, basically to prove you guys wrong. And no, I got proved wrong. I was in there for maybe a total of 45 minutes in those barracks before that happened. That's how long it took. And that was it, guys. Never again. There was
So-
nothing in there. I went back through. You guys were with me on the phone. I go back through. There's nothing in there.
So we
I just
were
heard a really weird noise outside, like really weird.
skinwalkers.
Something like you would hear it, like skinwalkers. It's demons.
So
Demons,
we were one of the first
Skinwalkers.
teams-
Oh, jeez.
We were one of the first.
I'm not in the
It's just a
country anymore.
skinwalker,
I'm
don't worry
right.
about it.
I'm right smack dab in a city, but like I've heard some really weird noises that I would normally hear in the country. Okay, Julie R had something to say here. Sorry.
So I totally forgot what I was gonna fucking say. Great.
You guys were the first persons to do something. That's what you were going to say.
Oh yeah, we were some of the first to investigate a place up in Michigan, Fort Wayne, and there was a guy that I had worked with, and he was a big old dude, and he's like, "Oh, you know that ghost stuff? It's all BS and it's imagination, you know that whole thing." I say, "Hey, you know, why don't you come? You know, why don't you come with us? I can always find out. You know, if it's okay, if you join us." And, you know, for a little while, they're like, no. And then finally he took me up on the offer, and I'm like, sweet. Hey, this is where we're going to be. They're like, what? They let people go in there? I'm like, well, I guess so. I didn't set it up. Like, the team that I was on, their lead set it up. So he did. He showed up. We handed him a camera and a flashlight. Because again, night vision stuff wasn't exactly available in the 90s like we have now.
Yeah,
So
that's
big
true.
VHS cassette tapes and shit like that. So, you know, we go in there, we do our thing. And Bill, his mom and dad ran the team. And he has a sister named Leanne. So we're in there doing whatever. The two leads, they come out to do whatever. Bill, he came out, and I came out, and it only left Leanne and the guy that I worked with. Well, we're standing outside, and all of a sudden we hear somebody screaming like a little girl. We're like, "What the hell is that?" And here comes the dude that I work with running. "Oh my God, I saw it. We're like, whoa. We're like, calm down. We thought it was Leanne. That's how high pitched the scream was. And like, I don't know, about a minute later, Leanne walks out. I was like, what the hell was that all about? Which was kind of funny because she's like, the last one out, just took her time coming out. We're like, well, what did you see? And he's like, I was in this room and I saw this shadow thing go by the doorway. And I thought it was one of you guys, because it was too tall to be Leanne. We're like, no, we've been out here. You know, we were out there. He's like, then I seen the goddamn thing again, and it was freaking huge. And he's like, I wasn't sure what I was seeing, and I aimed that camera at the doorway and the light and everything like that. And then all of a sudden, the thing was in the freaking doorway. I freaked out, and I ran out. Like, oh, shit. Well, if you pointed the camera in that direction, you got it. Where's the camera? I dropped that shit and got the fuck out. So we were talking to him some more, and the camera had to be retrieved. And along with the flashlight. And I'm like, well, what do you think? Because, like, literally, I watched everything that he thought he believed just, like, go down the shitter. Like, just everything drained from him. And he'll tell you, oh, it was probably something else, and he just overreacted. That's what he'll say. Well, I don't know about now, but you know, like a couple of days afterwards, you know, that's what he was saying. But he said that night as well. Oh, maybe I just overreacted, whatever. So we never looked, or they never looked at the footage that he shot, because they figured Well, now if he's saying that, it was probably nothing, so whatever. But they ended up eventually going over the footage weeks later, and sure enough, he captured a huge fucking shadow person 3 times.
Oh, wow.
And they said, "Oh, it was funny." I'm like, "Oh, I gotta see this. I gotta see it." So I got to see it, and when he first spots, he's like, and the camera's just fucking shaking like crazy. He's like, oh, "I think that was one of them. Oh my god!" Then it happens, and he's like the wind was like being blown out of him or something, and he's like, he said something and we couldn't understand what he was saying, and then boom, it was there, and it almost took up the entire doorway. He ran straight through the fucking thing. He dropped the camera and ran through the thing. It was the only way out. So he did capture it. He did a little bit of damage to the camera, but it still worked. And I'm like, hey, we got the footage that you did. You want to see it? He's like, nope, I don't want to see it.
I'm kind of like that, I guess.
I don't believe in it still.
I've found this year hunting, guys, I've hunted in the same area forever, and I've never seen a Bigfoot. And where I hunt, they actually say Bigfoot lives there. It's like they have signs out. I hunt at Shaver in Shaver, California, and at Wishawn, California. They're right next to each other. I came out of my trailer during this last hunting trip, and there was a Bigfoot print right in the middle of my camp. And it was like I remember I came out of the trailer, and I picked that apart. I was like, somebody did this. Somebody came in here with one of them fake foot things. They made a print, And then like 4 hours later, my truck got hit by a rock. And then maybe a week or two later, week and a half later, me and my cousin were back up there. And I took him to another print that I found. So I found another print, and this print is where the truck got hit with a rock, right in that same area. But I still say, until I see one, like a footprint's not going to do it for me. I got to see it. Just like I did the ghost thing. I had to witness that before I believed it. And now I 100% believe it now. But yeah, that's how I am with the Bigfoot. I'll find stuff like that myself, and then I pick it apart instead of just going with it. That's what it was. Like, no doubt. It's just, it's so scary to admit that I'm out in the mountains with something that big, and never knew.
You don't want to come face to face with one, though. I mean, I tell you, man, it is. I don't know what it was, but it was something close to whatever the size of that thing is, though. Like, it chased it. I mean, this was 98. I was like, what, 20? I was in my early 20s or so. There's 3 of us. We were perched on the side of a hill on like an embankment that had been cut out for like a foundation. And there's like a graveled like hill up to it. And that was like maybe 60 feet long, maybe a little longer than that. That went down to the main, to like a 2-lane road. And then this is like on like a hillside that was overlooking the like west side of the western half of the valley. Anyway, it was this is in Oregon, and anyway, it was middle of the night, and we were just out there. We weren't doing anything bad, we were just chilling out, and actually we were watching the meteor shower, and then heard a tree snap. Heard like I'm trying to think of what. I don't know if anybody's fallen any trees, but like when you fall a tree, you feel like a thud, but you can feel a vibration in the ground. That's the only way I can compare it to. And the thing is the slope was probably at about 30 to 45 degrees. So it's not something that a human can get up, and it's not, and it wasn't bear country, it was November, so it wasn't. Bears probably would have been hibernating by then. So we went and we got out of there after we heard the thuds and the tree snap, we all got in the car, raced out. I can't even explain. I know I lost my front air dam. Once we got down to the bottom of where the gravel met the pavement, because we hit and bounced and then sped out of there that fast. And like this was, we all swore that we would never say a word the rest of our lives. And one of the guys who was with us passed away 3 years ago, and then the other person, I know she doesn't care that we're talking about it. So anyway, it was this is what sort of set me on my quest for finding a truth about whatever this was. You know, this was the kick in the ass. You know, this was like one of the most real things that ever hit me. You know, so I don't know what it was. Went back then a couple of days later, and there were some I don't know, some, like, I'd say about a 4-inch little. It wasn't even. It was definitely not a sapling, but it was a 4-inch. I think, what was it, like a cedar on that hillside that had been snapped. And we think that was what we heard. So, but I mean, it could have been anything because we couldn't see.
Yep.
And we never saw anything. All we could do was hear.
It's like, I heard stories about doppelgangers, and I wasn't so sure about it. I know, like, a couple of my friends have said that they have seen, like, doppelgangers. I'm like, I don't want to, like, not believe, but I've never seen anything like that. And, you know, I was 20 plus years into the whole paranormal thing. I've never encountered anything like that. And then I did. And it wasn't just me, but it was a friend of mine, Gary. And we did not realize it at the time. We realized after the fact what had happened. And I'm just like, holy shit, did that seriously just happen? So now when, you know, my friend's like, yeah, it's all doppelganger, I'm like, I believe you. Well,
That's
I
crazy.
mean, I put more credence into it, I guess you could say. But yeah, I had no idea what we had seen. Like, oh yeah, it's just this guy, whatever. And then he fucking disappears, but the guy never really did go inside the building. It was just something else that come up out of nowhere. It caught the corner of my eye, and I turned and I looked, like, oh, that's just, you know, that's just Jeff. Gary sees the same thing, and we're thinking it's Jeff, and he walks past us, goes down the tunnel. 30 seconds later, we come to find out that wasn't Jeff, and there was no way that this guy could get in and out of the dam in 30 seconds. It's not possible. Even if you're in like tremendous shape, it ain't happening.
So you've seen two of them.
But I ended up seeing basically two of them. One at the Monroe house, and that was not pleasant. That actually sucked.
Yeah, I would imagine it'd be pretty creepy seeing one there.
Yeah,
I've talked to some people that'll say that's a glitch in the Matrix.
Hell, it could be. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be trippy, for sure.
And then I remember, you know, I was trying to remember what had happened, like how I had seen it, and I'm like, I don't remember seeing anything below the knees. Like, there was nothing there. And he was kind of illuminated in blue, almost like he had a low-powered flashlight up against his chest, aiming at his face. But it wasn't like a deep blue color. It was a very light-colored blue. And, yeah, that was weird. It was strange. The Monroe House one, though, that was different. Because when I had seen that, I was debating, do I go in that room? I don't have any gear. I need to get my gear. So I ran downstairs to go get my camera and digital recorder, and I was greeted with a horrific smell. It was disgusting. Made me sick to
Wow.
my stomach. I had to run outside and puke my McDonald's out.
Ooh,
But
that's rough.
yeah, McDonald's is so much better going down.
Mhm. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And when Dawn and I, when we were at the Monroe house, we had those really weird smells. So when the demonologist and my buddy Brian, when they were at the house, it smelled like maple syrup. I'm like, what the hell? That is so
Maple
bizarre.
syrup.
Yeah. Like
But at
in
least it
an
smelled good,
area.
you know.
Yeah. I'm like, well, hey, at least that's pleasant, right?
Yeah.
And then the following day, Dom was like, it smells like cigarette smoke in here. But it had a different type of smell to it. The best way that I can explain it is almost like vaporous, but it literally smelled like somebody was smoking in the house.
Hmm.
I smoke, but we don't smoke inside the house. Not allowed to. And then it would come and go. It would be in different spots. So it was like concentrated. So it would
Catherine.
then we would get this really nasty, like then we'd get a really nasty smell only from a certain spot. Like, oh, let's go over here. Holy shit, oh shit. And then like that shit's bizarre, but it kind of scared me. Bit of a spoiler on part 2 of the Monroe House. We had the demonologist there. He did religious provocation, and he did go home that night. That left Dawn and I at the house alone, which whatever, fine. But that following day, smelling those different smells in random places,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is like a shark swimming around its prey.
That's what you would feel like, or you did feel that way.
I felt like that's what was going on. But
not a good feeling.
No, and I was more concerned for Dawn. Dawn, she had the surgery on her arm, so it's in a sling and stuff like that. But I'm like, is this thing circling us and messing with us? I kind of believe it was, but nothing happened. But I was a little nervous about it.
What about skinwalkers? Have you came across anything like that?
No, I have. I won't say the location, but Don and I, we investigated a location, and they had claimed Bigfoot and skinwalkers, along with some like UFO stuff. I didn't bother putting that into my video because it seemed really silly. I haven't, but I see a lot of like these other channels like, oh, skinwalker. It's like, no, dude, you're dumb. You did not. You did not. But I would absolutely love to go out to Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah,
it's all fake shit there.
I don't know, man.
I don't not.
I've been invited by
Carl. It's all about this. It's all about this. Just like the grifters in ufology. It's all about this.
I know I've seen them record something on, I think it was their last season. It was over the ranch, and it was funny because it's the same thing I've recorded over the house here. And I was thinking, dude, if they don't know what that is, how am I supposed to find out? Because I've been recording those things floating over the house, these whatever they are. At first, I just thought they were satellites. And then someone told me, no, those aren't satellites. You can look that stuff up to see what it is, but it's not there when you look it up for planes and stuff like that.
Yes, Stormy.
That's just my opinion, right? But it's also a lot of other people's opinions that it's all bullshit.
Well, Stormy, it was West Salem, by the way.
Real quick, Stormy. If you are reading that book and you get up to my story, not by me, not by me, and I was very honest about this. There were liberties taken. I'm not 1,000%. I'm not 1,000% sure why certain liberties were taken. So not everything in my story, I can't speak to anyone else's, but not everything on my story is accurate. And I have talked about that in a past video. So I want to be very clear about that there were liberties taken, not by my fault. I don't know why. I'm kind of embarrassed by it a little bit. But it ain't the first time liberties have been taken. Liberties were taken when I was on a show for 18 seconds. So, let's see. So the TV show, here's my thing with the whole Skinwalker Ranch TV show. How much of that is actually legit? There's no way they're going to show us everything that they're doing there and what's going on. I think we're getting like the BS version rather than the factual like stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
The general public answer. Yeah.
Yeah. The money answer.
Yeah.
The ratings answer. Yeah. All of the
now
above.
there is a place like a campground or something like that is literally on the edge of being on Skinwalker Ranch. And there's a lot of people who go to this place and just look up. I would love to do that. I'd love to stay there for like a week, especially when they're filming, and see what's really going on, see what's really happening. That whole 1 point whatever gigahertz signal, it's a satellite signal. The orb that reminded him of a Tic Tac that they captured on the security camera, that was completely misleading. And the way it was edited is edited in such a way where it just magically appeared in camera, but it didn't. It was a bug or a spider. It was a spider. But they're like, oh no, it can't be, something out of focus because it's a fixed lens. Everything's gonna be focused. No, if it's too close to a lens, it's gonna be out of focus.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm like, here's this guy who worked for NASA, worked for the government on stuff, and he's gonna tell me, a complete idiot, that, oh no, that's impossible. It would be in focus because it's a fixed lens. I'm sorry, but that is incorrect. It's not even an intelligent answer at all. It is so wrong. It's an out of focus freaking spider. And there was a journalist who went there and seen the footage himself. He's like, yeah, but I can see its legs. It looks like a spider. And then, the one side's like, well, see, we don't know what it is. We're not 100. And it's like, no, dude. Just like, oh, we captured a UFO zooming by on one of our cameras. You mean the bug that you're calling a UFO? That bug that's so close to the camera that, of course, it's going to look like it's going a couple thousand miles an hour because it's like that far away from the camera. If it was further out, well, you may not be able to see the bug, or it'd take longer to cross the view of the camera. Like, there's just a lot of things that I enjoy the show. I haven't seen the last season. I enjoy the show, but at the same time, I feel like they think their viewers are super stupid and will just buy into whatever it is.
Taylor's a knob. Travis Taylor. He's a knob. Just my opinion.
Sorry, guys. I got to stay muted because of the music over there.
But and it's kind of what I hate about paranormal television shows and things like that. Is like some of us are not that stupid. We know better. Like, can we get a little more honesty here?
Catherine, you can't see who? You can't see Stormy. I don't know.
It might be. It's probably a glitch from YouTube.
Could be. Try going out and coming back in. See if that works. I can hear the music, Sonny. I can hear the beat,
You
the
still
bass.
hear it.
No, it's not bugging me. It's cool.
I don't hear it at all.
Starting
I
to
can
bug
hear
me. Hey, it's an Indian wedding because I can hear it. I can hear the music, and they like to party. They get down.
Oh yeah, they like to turn their music up loud.
When you
You can
say
see her. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
when you say Indian, are you talking about?
Indian.
I was going to say, you talking about the thank you for calling tech support. How may I help you?
Yeah,
Or-
East Indian. Hey, the guy that came over here that brings the wine, his name's Sonny too. And he said when he gave me the wine and I told him my name, and he goes, "That's my name." And he told me, "You're not Indian." And I told him, "Yeah, I am." And I told him I'm American Indian, and he told me, "Oh," he goes, "No," he goes, "I'm not on the forehead Indian." That's what he told me. And then he goes, "Not, that's what he did to me." And I went, "Oh," and then he started laughing. He goes, "I'm not racist." And I go, "That was pretty racist." And I started busting up laughing. And then
That's funny.
he started laughing harder when he realized what he did. It was so funny, man. But he's a funny ass guy. So
What is he, like Modoc or something?
he's I don't know. I don't know where they're from. I just know he told me he was Indian. That's how I know, because that's how he told me. Because when I told him I was Indian, he told me my name couldn't be Sonny. And then when I told him I was Indian, he thought I meant like him. And, no. But it was funny because I thought he was like Dewey. So those guys are funny, dude. They joke around like that too. They're pretty funny guys.
we have Indians who bought the gas station down the road, and it don't seem like they have much of a sense of humor.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, some people are just assholes. Like no, my landlord, the people that own this property, they're Indian and they're cool as hell. He's a good ass guy.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I got a jet.
All right.
My headphones are dying here, so I'm gonna take off. All right.
All
Y'all
right.
take care. Thanks
Later,
for having
Mike.
me up here.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, nice
Yeah.
meeting you, Sonny.
It was
See you
nice
around,
meeting
all
you.
right?
Yep. Sound dude.
All right. Take care, y'all.
Bye.
Yeah,
That guy
when,
was a good guy.
Crow is on Facebook right now. I just messaged him. I just said that we're still live.
so yeah, these Indians, they bought the gas station down the road for me, which is fine, whatever. But I went in there one day and I bought a couple of things, and I'm like, "Thank you very much." And the dude is like, "No, don't do that." No.
Don't do that.
I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
come on, I'm just having fun." He's like, "I know, just don't do that." He's like, "It sounds good, but don't do that."
Yeah. Yeah, they won't think that's funny. I live down the street from a temple. Just down like a mile away. And I like that place. I can go there and eat whenever I want. Really, they'll just feed you. If you go in there, they just start feeding you. I never could figure out how come there was always truck drivers like pulled up around those temples, and that's why those guys are going there to eat. There's showers and everything there.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm just waiting to hear back from Crow. So, Sonny, did you do any more torquing on the mini bike?
It's gone.
Oh, you sold it?
Yeah, it's gone. See, there's just some dirt bikes back there now.
Ah.
Yep, I fixed it and sold it
That
because
was a
I bought
that
him
was
a
a
new
cool
one.
looking little bike. That
It was
cool.
it was one of the it's one that looks like the old ones.
Mm,
So it sold for a lot of money, believe it or not. And
nice.
then the money's going to go into his Honda
Right on. Right
because the motor's about ready to blow up in that thing.
on.
That's my grandson's stuff back there, guys.
Ah.
That's why all the toys are back there. They're spoiled. They got RC cars everywhere. That's only half the wall too. There's a whole bunch more.
all right.
Everyone always tells me I wish my grandpa would have built me stuff like that, motorcycles and RC cars. And I tell him, well, my grandpa gave me the knowledge to do it. Oh,
Hi, Sarah.
can you hear that? Oh, they're getting crazy. The dogs are barking.
I can hear your dogs.
They're shooting fully automatic weapons out back. Ooh, guys, hey, let me come. I gotta. Yeah, I gotta go in for a little while. I'm out in the shop. That's too close, dude. Can you hear that? You guys can't hear it, huh, Sam?
I can't really hear it now. Like I can hear it like really low.
Go ahead and
But
put
when
me
you
in the
were
back.
sitting down in your chair, I could hear it.
Put me in the back for a little while. I'm gonna go in. I gotta get the dogs. They're going nuts.
Okay. Okay. Catherine says she can hear guns.
Jeez.
I didn't hear any. I didn't hear any guns. Have you talked to Crow yet tonight, Joe?
I talked to him earlier. I'm gonna be. I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
What's that?
I don't know if it's something I should say on your channel or not. Actually,
What does go into private chat? Why can't I go into what happened? Hang on, I just screwed something up here. I can't see. Oh, hang on.
hold on.
I don't see it. And oh, yeah, that's it's okay. Yeah, I've got no issues.
So
Do it the way you want to do it. I trust you.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna. So I don't know if I'm gonna do it live or just do a video. But it's a reaction to a video that Exploring with Josh put out there about like the bunkers and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna do it in a hateful way or anything like that. Not just him, but a lot of the others do need a reality check, and there were some things that he had said in the video that, hypocrite much. So
Wow.
I'm not going to be mean or hateful about it or anything like that. I'm going to do it respectfully.
You're going to be straight to the point, but in a nice way,
Right.
basically.
Yeah. There was something that he showed in his video, and it was really just regarding one person, and that's not fair. He's extremely lucky that I don't run a debunking channel along with going out and investigating. Because I don't think these kids realize, and it's not just me, but there are other investigators who do hear stories from either other investigators or owners of locations where they're not very happy. Now, I'm not going to be mean or rude, like I said, but he needs to come down a peg. He needs a reality check, is what he needs.
A lot of them out there do.
So I'm like debating, should I do this, do it live, or should I like do a video? I'm going to be very fair. None of the debunkers hate these channels. Even when I talk to the bunkers privately, they're like, hey, they have good content, they're entertaining, but here's the problem.
Yeah, and there's one debunker who says that all the time.
Right.
He's, I've got nothing against, these people personally or whatever the case may be, right?
Right. And like I said,
Yeah.
Omar, look, he's entertainment. He has it in his description box. You just have to scroll way down to find it.
Yeah.
Whatever, that's cool. I respect that. And at the same time, I've heard from a lot of other owners of locations saying that he's a great guy, and I do hear a lot of good things about him. I haven't heard any bad thing about him unless he pisses somebody off. You know how that goes. You gotta drag somebody's name through the mud.
Yeah.
But however, let's look at Harriman Hospital and Octagon Hall. He wants to say that he doesn't fake anything. And he wants to accuse debunkers of making up a narrative and running with it. Well, that's what he does when he titles his videos the way he does. And not just him. There are others who are far more guiltier about it than he is.
For sure. Oh.
Daniel, exploring with Josh. He's saying, these guys are misrepresenting and all these other things. It's like, that's exactly what you do. That's what you guys do. You misrepresent locations in your investigations. He goes on to say, these guys think they know how our equipment work, and because of all of this other stuff, it can be, debunked because it can be set off, in different ways. Yes, those are called false positives. You do not use equipment, and scientists do not use this kind of equipment when they're trying to get answers. When a REM pod goes off, you cannot say it's a ghost. If you're
Could be many things. Could be many things.
Right. Almost everything on God's green earth gives off a field.
Electromagnetic.
Right. And what is EMF? EMF is radiation. Guess what else pumps out EMF? The sun. Um, Plants. We do.
Mhm.
Natural, man-made. The majority of the things on our little rock create its own little field. Fog, believe it or not, can set off EMF detectors. Fog is a type of radiation. Um,
Guys, I got to dip out too.
all right.
Yeah.
Getting cold, but it was nice hanging out with you.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, Sonny.
Yeah, it was fun. I got to go inside. I'm freezing.
Okay.
I'm a Cali boy. 54 is cold. It's 54.
Oh Lord.
Have a good
All
night,
right,
Sonny.
guys. You too. Thanks for having me up, Sam. Joe, it was nice hanging
Anytime,
out
bud.
with you.
Yeah.
Anytime.
All right, I'll see you guys soon.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Later.
Oh, I took him out before he was ready to go, but bye,
Damn,
Sonny.
Martin. So, yeah, I'm just debating. And like I said, I'm not going to be mean or anything like that.
Mm.
But you've been live for 2 hours, over 2 hours now. Probably a
So
good
what's
time
your
to hang it
what's
up.
your point? What's your point?
What's my point?
Hmm.
You should probably call.
That's all, folks.
I can't.
Yeah.
Hey, my like hurting.
Always. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I might stay live for a little bit longer. I don't know. I don't know.
So
Nobody in the chat will want to come up. I've done that so many times. If anybody in the chat wants to come up, come on up.
all right. Yeah, I'm gonna jump off here. My tooth is starting to really bother me. So
All right. Yeah. I'm just gonna end it. So, thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. Everybody in the chat. Thanks, Tanya. It's Tarnia.
Get it right.
Links. Thanks, Joe, for hanging out, and Sonny, and who else was here?
There's all kinds of people.
I mean, up on the panel.
Mike.
Yeah, and Mike Oyo. All right. Yeah. So before I forget, typically my night shift shows were on Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock. I've had to change it to Saturdays. So now it's every Saturday night at 10 o'clock. And if you don't see me, I won't be here.
All right. All right. I'm dropping out right now. I gotta pee too. Oh my God. I'm dying. Goodbye, everyone. I love you.
Bye, Joe.
Don't talk to strangers.
It's demons.
And demons. And I would touch you all in the no-no spot.
Later, Joe. Hey, all right. Okay, it's just me now. Yeah, so thank you everyone for hanging out tonight. And yeah, well, figure out what's going to go on for next Saturday show. Maybe I can get a good guest. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So it's been a slice, everybody, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.